I have never, ever, in 45 years of my experience, have I ever had to explain marketing in 20 minutes. Never, ever, ever happened. To me, this is like speed dating. So let me see what I can do. One of the things I thought about, I love that puss. One of the things I thought about was, if I was in your seat, what would I really want to walk away with today about marketing? And that's kind of how I answered the question. And one of the things I think that I've learned over the years is that marketing is a process. And if you can understand the process, that you will be able to market anything. Whether it's a product, whether it's a service, it'll make no difference because you will be able to understand the process. So what I did is I put the process into what I call 5 modules. And I'm going to cover the 5 modules with you, okay? So hopefully when you walk away today, you are going to understand what that process is and how to use it. And please forgive me if you can't understand me. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. So, and I've been out of Brooklyn for 30 years. I can't lose this accent no matter what I do. I don't know how old I was before I learned that there was no R in banana. My name is Mike Scotto. I am Chairman Emeritus from SCORE here in Ventura County. Chairman Emeritus means I've been chair, and they didn't know what to do with me after I left the position, so they threw on an emeritus after it, which is supposed to mean that we did well. Anyway, we were named Chapter of the Year by the Small Business Administration in 2011, so I must have done something right. I don't have a clicker, so you'll have to forgive me for keep bopping back and forth here. But here's the things we want to talk about today real quick. We're going to define marketing, and if those are you in marketing classes, I don't know how many marketing books you'll open and read, but you're going to find a different definition in every book, you know, and so forth. I have my own. I'm going to share it with you. And hopefully you'll agree with it. Marketing, the purpose, why we have marketing and why we need marketing in our business. We'll cover that a little bit. And then marketing, the process. And that's really what I want you to walk away with today. Okay? So, marketing defined. This is how I define it. It's the entire process of delighting customers. That's what we do. We delight customers. We make them happy. We make them happy because we want them to buy from us. And they do buy from us. And we want them to come back and buy from us. And we want to do that repetitively, and we want to do it better than our competition does it. It's that simple, whether we have a product or whether we have a service. To me, and you don't hear this very often, is that marketing is both internal and external. The external marketing we all know about, the promotions, the guerrilla marketing, the social networking, all of those elements we know about. Those are the tools. But what we don't really pay a lot of attention to is the internal marketing. Who's answering the telephone in the company when all these calls come in from the external marketing effort? And how many times do you think a sale is lost because the people inside the company are not with the objectives of what the company is trying to accomplish? I can't tell you how many times you call up a company after you see an ad or you see a promotion, and the person says, oh, really? Did we run an ad today? I mean, they have no idea. They have no idea. So there's an internal communications problem. But marketing is both internal and external. This is my opinion, by the way. Some of you may agree with it, some of you may not. If you don't, then I need to hear your arguments. I'm only teasing. Why marketing is important. So this is the reason why we need marketing plans. You're going to introduce your product, you're going to introduce your service, you need a plan on how you're going to do that, how you're going to accomplish that. It provides an understanding of communications with all of these elements. With all of these elements, and employees is in there. The marketing plan is going to involve employees. This is another one that's serious. Competition. When do you have to be aware of competition? All the time. All the time. But, and there's a big but in there. That doesn't sound right. There's a big but in there. There's a but in there. And the but is that you need to be aware of competition and what they're doing, who they are, where they are, their pricing, and so forth. But you need to stay focused on your customer. Stay focused on your business. I see too many people running after competition, and that's not the way to run your business. You run your business on a sound foundation because you have specific objectives and strategies, and you're aware of competition. but don't run after them. Have your own plan in place. And obviously, marketing is the backbone of your business plan. The business plan really has three very serious elements to it. And I don't know, you'll be in the business plan. I don't know if you're going to the business plan breakout session. But the three parts are the financial plan, the marketing plan, and what else? The executive summary. The executive summary. What do you think of venture capitalists look for in a business plan? What's the key element they look for in a business plan when they're reviewing whether or not they're going to finance a business? Management. Who are the people behind this company? Who are they? What kind of expertise do they have? What's their experience? And I've heard so many people say, well, gee, I'm not good in finance. That's fine. You don't have to be an expert in everything to run a business, but you have to build a team to do that. So you have an outside CPA guy that's going to be able to do that. You've identified these people who are part of your team. That's what's going to make it work. So, process includes all of the functions that lead to customers, sales, and profit. And profit, which is important, on a consistent basis. And as I say, you understand this process, you are going to be able to market anything. I don't care what it is, whether it's a service or a product, as I said. What kills the process? Somebody fill me in. Poor what? Poor management, number one. Poor management. Can't manage your way out of a paper bag. That's a skill level that's a requirement. What's the under? Under what? Underfinanced. This is the biggest killer according to the SBA. This is why we have 660,000 small business failures every year. Most of them come into this category. Underfinanced. Started the business and ran out of money because they didn't do a very good job in their cash flow analysis when they were doing their business plan. So you got to be careful about that. And the last one, obviously, is what? Poor marketing skills. 3 deadly killers for your business. And if you're weak in any of these areas, you need to get strong in them. That's all I can tell you. Bring in a team to help you. SCORE, by the way, we fill in here. Right now, I'm helping manage a company. I can't do the work for them, but I can guide them. So there's help outside there for you. I can't do this for them. I can help them with their business plan and then bring them to the SBA, Small Business Administration, to try to get a loan. But I can't do it. I can't get them the money. And this one I can help them with. I can help them build a marketing plan. So, and that's all free. This is all free. So never feel that you're alone out there. The SCORE is all over. We have 389 chapters across the country. There's another organization called the Small Business Development Center, the SBDC. We have one here in Ventura County, and I think there's 1,100 of those across the country. You'll find those all referenced, by the way, on the SBA website, which is www.sba.gov, in case you need that as a reference. Marketing and sales, symbiotic. They go together. That's the reason why we market. We need to get sales. No sales, no business. And it's that simple. There are only 3 ways that I know of in all the years, my 45 years of doing this, of how we can get sales. And that's it. Customers buy more often, and we attract new customers. Which one do you think is the most expensive way of going out to build sales? Attracting new customers. Absolutely. Without a doubt. This is the one that's costly. These are easy. If you begin to cement relationships and you begin to cement customer relationships, another part of the internal marketing process. And we have so many people that take their clients and their customers for granted. I know they come to me for counseling. I say, when was the last time you put in priority order who your best customer is and to your worst customer, and how often do you speak to these people? Most of them? Well, whenever they don't pay. That's not the time to talk to them. When they don't pay. You need to build that relationship. Marketing must be planned, and a simple approach to the marketing plan. That's what we're going to talk about right now, are the marketing modules. The 5 simple modules that we put together. They sound simple, but they take work. Which one of these two do you think is the one that's going to take the most work? This one. This one. Does everybody know what NAICS stands for? North American Industrial Classification System. NAICS. Every business in the United States, every single one of them has a classification number. I think it's a 6 or 7 digit number. You can go to www.census.gov and look up the NAICS code number for the industry that you want to enter into. And the Census Bureau will give you all the data you could ever imagine about that industry, which is important, so you know what trends are going and so forth. So Module 1 takes a lot of time. And competition. And, you know, we need to pay attention to competition, as I said, but not to focus on it. This is the one that I always paid a lot of attention to, was the market size. How big is this business, and how big can it grow? And am I geographic? Am I regional? Am I international? How big is my market size? And the other one I paid attention to was SWOT. Everybody know what SWOT is? What? Opportunities and threats. And I do 2 SWOTs. I do a SWOT on myself, what are my strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and I do one on the business itself. What's the strengths of the business and the weakness and so forth. Very, very important in your research before you even put a pen to your marketing plan. This one's pretty open and pretty straightforward. And that is our product and services, and what we do is we feature the benefits. That's what are the customer and client benefits to your product or service. That's where you're going to pay a lot of attention to. And that's going to be interwoven into a competitive edge that you build for your business, are going to be these benefits. Pricing strategy, everybody has to have a pricing strategy. Markup is extremely important. Everybody know the formula for pricing? Do you? It's C plus MU equals SP. Cost plus markup equals the selling price. And each side of the equation equals one another. So if the product costs $5, your markup is $5, what's your selling price? 10. 10. And you got $5 in margin. That's the formula for pricing. Most people do that. That's called Keystone. It costs you $5, you add $5. I'm not a big Keystone guy. I like to go 3 times cost in most cases, unless I see my competitor is an issue. If it's not, sometimes I'll go 5 times cost. If I'm entering a market and I got a product that nobody has out there yet, or a service, I'll go 5, 6 times cost. I can always lower my price. A lot easier than trying to raise it. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're good. Module 3, objectives, strategies, and tactics. This is sort of the meat and potatoes of the marketing plan. And I distinguish goal from objectives. To me, a goal is something that's longer term, 3 to 5 years out. That's the overall goal. Objective is more short term, 6 months, 1 year, 18 months, 24 months. I wouldn't go beyond 24 months. And objectives are always specific. Never put an objective down, you want to increase sales. What does that mean? You want to increase sales by $100,000 or to $100,000 with a 45% gross margin. That's a very specific objective. And then every objective has a strategy or strategies. How am I going to achieve that objective? And it's sort of a written statement. The tactics are the specifics. If you had an internet business, and let's say your strategy was to develop a comprehensive email campaign to a database, that's an overall strategy. What would be the specific tactics? What goes into the email? What's going to be the subject line to get their attention? What am I going to write about? What am I selling? When am I going to schedule the email blast? Constant Contact tells us that Tuesdays and Wednesdays, anytime after 1 p.m. is the best time to send out an email to get a response. Monday's not a good day. Why do you think Monday's not a good day? And Friday's not a good day? They're busy on that day. And then you come into the office on Monday, and you've got all these emails that came to you over the weekend, and you're going, oh my God, look at this, and delete, 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 delete. And they know over years. So there's strategies that get involved in that. But the tactics are specific. And I can't tell you with clients that I've had over the 25 years. I had my own marketing consulting business for 25 years before I retired. I retired in 2008, and I joined SCORE. But in those 25 years, I can't tell you how many fabulous marketing plans I've seen fail. They were not doing well. And as I did the audit, I found out they had the tactics, they had the strategies, no implementation. Nobody was implementing. Nobody was implementing. So implementation is a huge failure. Huge. See how I said that? In Brooklyn, we say huge. Huge? Huge. It was a huge failure. Okay. Module 5. This is the toughie. This is the toughie. How do you forecast sales when you have no business? You just started a business, so you have no history. You look at your competition, yeah. You look at your competition. But if you go back to the NAICS code, let's say you're opening up a pizzeria. If you went to the NAICS code for pizzeria, and by the way, there's probably 8 different codes for pizzeria. Pizzerias that deliver, pizzerias that sell subs as well as pizza, you name it. And that's how specific the code numbers are. So let's say I have one that's with delivery and the code, I found the code number. I go in and I get all the details about that industry. I find out that the average sale in a pizzeria is $17. Wow, $17 is the average sale. So let's say I go by the average sale. I do my profit and loss statements and I do all my financial things, and it looks like I need $17,000 a month to break even. So if I'm forecasting, what do I have to forecast? I have to forecast, forecast break even, $17,000. $17 sales average, I need 1,000 customers a month in my pizzeria at a $17 sales average to get $17,000 in revenue to break even. This is a national number, not based on location. That's what you have to take into consideration, though. And I have a client that's like that right now in Oxnard. They're way off in some strip center where there's a 40% occupancy rate, 60% empty stores. And he's having a hell of a time getting people to come to this center, to his store. So, but there's certain ways you can work on that. So if you've got a great location, it may be 2,000 customers a month. Where's the adjustment? The adjustment is in the sales average. So if I can get a $19 sales average or a $20 sales average, I don't need that many customers then, as many, to get to the $17,000 mark. And that's how you begin to forecast. Now, what I do is I do a good, better, best scenario. So what's a good number? What's a better number? And then what's the best number? And then what I do is I probably go in the middle about most likely. I track it for 3 months to see if my marketing effort is working. And then I say, wow, this is how I'm trending, so I feel pretty good about my forecast. Or I make an adjustment. And the forecast goes based on your marketing effort. That's why marketing and sales go hand in hand. For example, in this month, if I'm going to be on TV for a full week, or I got this radio campaign, I'm distributing flyers all over the place, I got coupons going, I got all this marketing effort out there, what do I expect? I expect more customers, and I expect more sales. The other thing in my business, in almost 40 years, is that, and I teach a class on this, is how to take advantage of peaks in your business. Every business has a peak. And that's where your marketing effort goes. It goes towards the peaks of your business. What is the peak telling you? That's when the customers want to buy. Why is Christmas such a big peak? Because that's people out there buying. They're buying for Christmas. Pennies, way back when, used to think that Christmas was the month of December. But I changed all that when I got to the Treasury discount stores. I said, no, 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 Christmas starts in October. So I put together a promotion called the 12 Weeks of Christmas. We started promoting Christmas in October. So you can blame me now when you see a Christmas tree up in September.
Or July.
Or July. Well, I didn't go that far. But we maximized the peak. So when we saw the peak, if you see sales, October's like this, November like this, and then all of a sudden December was like that. So what I did is we went like this, and by the time we got to December, it was a violent peak. It was a violent peak. We added 30% to our normal volume in December by starting out in October and taking advantage of these peaks and making them what I call violent. You call them violent peaks. Where did we put all our marketing dollars? October, November, December. Why would I put them in October through December? Why would I put them in September? I put some in August because we had a peak there for back to school. But July was all clearance. Am I going to spend a lot of money in July? No. But I spent money in August, and then I spent a bunch of bucks at Christmas time. And that's where I started to put my effort. That's why marketing and sales go hand in hand. But you've got to understand what the peaks are in your business as well. Every business has a peak. Regardless of what anybody tells you, you can say, call Mike. He's the one that said that. What if scenarios? Very important about a what if scenario, by the way. My clients, my old clients, when I had my business, they did a what if scenario. What if we have a recession in 2008? How does that affect my business, and what kind of action and reaction do I have to take? They did that in 2006. 2006, 2007. That's when they did it. So when 2008, 2009 came and the recession came, yeah, they got hit, but they were prepared for it. They were prepared for it. They didn't go out of business. They knew they needed to increase cash flow. They knew they were going to have to tighten their belts a little bit. They were already planning for it. That was a what-if scenario. If you're an independent entrepreneur and you're the only one in your business doing it all by yourself, what if you get sick? What if something happens to you where you can't run the business anymore? What happens to the business? Does it die? Well, maybe not. You need to figure that out. That needs to be part of your plan. So everybody should be doing what-if scenarios. In the marketing class that I teach for SCORE, which is an all-day session, by the way, it's from 8:30 to 3, not 20 minutes, we talk about what-if scenarios, and I give people specific examples and then how to deal with them. I can't take the time to do that today. But if you ever come to me for counseling, I will give that to you. This is a quote from Calvin Coolidge that I found. By the way, guys, this is not personal. The world is full of educated derelicts. But really, I think the key to this is persistence and determination. You know, this is if you're starting your own business, or you're even in a job, when you get to work. Persistence and determination in your job and the company that you're involved with is really going to take you to different levels, really different levels. And I've seen that in all my corporate life. You know, I worked for Penny's, I worked for TG&Y, I worked for a company called RX Communications where we went in and we turned around large companies. That's when I started my own business and focused on small business turnarounds, small businesses that were in trouble, which I thought I could help. And this was part of it, was this persistence and determination and the marketing plan. I went to so many companies, I had no plan. The plan was in their head. And they're spending money, dollars after dollars on TV commercials and all sorts of stuff, and there was no plan and no objective. No objective and no sales forecast. No sales forecast. Any questions? Okay, gang. Thank you very much.